Hey everybody, welcome back for some more Magic with Motumbo. We are playing some blue deck wins today. Hope you guys are having an awesome day, but I mean, we're just gonna hop right into this deck. This deck looks like a ton of fun, as do most decks, because Magic is an awesome game and I recommend it to everybody who does not play. Give it a shot at least. It might change your life. It may not be for you, but you know, just give it a shot. But yeah, so this deck I basically just found online. I was just going through user submitted decks on MTG Goldfish. Found this deck. It's just a blue aggro deck. Made a few changes, but what's really good about this deck for a lot of newer people is there's not a lot of rares, there's not a lot of mythics. There's 4 mythics in the deck, there's 4 rares, the rest are just uncommons and commons. So this deck is actually gonna be really cheap for you to build. So let's just really go over what all the cards do and see if this deck is for you. So over here on the left hand side we have our cheaper creatures. We have Pteramanders, 1/1 flyer for 1. Lets us adapt. So when we have 8 mana, we can make him a 5/5, but it will get cheaper to do that over time as the more instants and sorceries we play and put on our graveyard, it's going to be cheaper to use. So maybe like on turn 5, this might only be like 3 or 4 mana to use, turn him into a 5/5, which is going to be awesome. So Spectral Sailor, also a 1/1 for 1. It's got flash and flying. Also for 4 mana, you can draw cards. So this card is really, really good. And really the highlight of the deck here is the Brineborn Cutthroat. So with the Brineborn Cutthroat, what he does is, of course, he's a 2/1 flash. We're going to be playing a lot of creatures and a lot of cards during our opponent's turn. And what makes him really, really good and work really well with the deck is the fact that whenever we cast our spells on our opponent's turn, he's going to get +1/+1 permanently. So we're gonna be wanting to play him so they're gonna cast a spell, like let's say a Nissa. We're gonna play him in response to the Nissa, get him into play, and then we're gonna play a counter spell of some sort, and we're gonna counter the Nissa. And I'm just using this hypothetically, obviously, and then he's gonna get a +1/+1 counter. We can also, you know, basically any cards that we're gonna be playing during their turn, he's gonna be getting bigger and bigger and bigger, harder to deal with. And he's just at some point or not, he's just going to get so out of control. Opponents are probably just going to scoop, or it's just going to be like 1 or 2 hits and they're going to die. So Brazen Borrower, Petty Theft is the adventure half, where you get to return a non-land permanent to their hand. It's an instant. And the other half is a 3/1 flash flying creature, which is really good. And Gadwick is awesome. We're only playing 2 Gadwicks. However, though, he's a 3 mana X spell. He's a 3/3 body for 3, which is still really good stats. Or we're going to start paying X into him to draw cards. So other than that, we just have our typical opt, Omen of the Seas for scrying and drawing. And then our counterspell package, we have negates, quenches, essence capture, which counters a creature spell. And then we get to put a +1/+1 counter on one of our creatures, which is good. Mystical disputes, because there's a lot of Simic, there's a lot of Azorius going around, a lot of Sultai. This is good because if we counter blue spells, it's only going to cost 1 mana as opposed to the 3 mana usually. And then we have Sinister Sabotage. So round it all out, we're only playing 21 land because this is a monocolor deck. It is an aggro deck, and we don't want to have a lot of land in a monocolored aggro deck. So, but yeah, so this is the deck again. Like I said, 4 mythics, 4 rares, the rest uncommons and commons. On paper, it's pretty cheap. I believe it's less than $150. Really, the expensive cards are going to be the Brazen Borrowers. I'm pretty sure those are like $20 a piece or something like that. But everything else, less than $50 to the deck. So yeah, and it might even be less than that. So, because I'm pretty sure MTG Goldfish is telling me that the islands are like $16 or $17 because they're these islands. So I'm sure you throw in any islands in there, that even drops it down to even less than that. So yeah, give this deck a try. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you would make any changes. We're going to hop right into the gameplay to see how we do, and we'll be back at the wrap-up. All right, let's see how quick this deck can be. This deck looks like it can be pretty fast. Let's get a sip of our Powerade Zero. G. Celorio. All right, so we got some Opt, we got some Pteramanders, we got a Jinx on the keyboard. Hello. Brr. What's up, kitty?
I get it now.
I didn't say your name. Amazon spherical cylindrical object. At no point did I say your name, and you should not have said anything. The Pteramander's got cool art. We're gonna keep this. All right, well, I think we should just be Pteramandering. I don't really think we need to hit our other drops right now. I think it's good if we have more than one creature in play. Let's go ahead and attack. Hey, come on, dude. It's literally the second turn of the game. You're either gonna do something or you're not gonna do something. I guess we don't want to see a Quench here, because if he plays Teferi next turn, he really... I mean, he could bounce one of them, but we kill it. So... Come on, dude. Hello. You've done it! Hooray! You've cast a spell. I remember back in the day when I cast my first spell. All right. Man, you are living the dream over there. Opt. This is me on the card with my telescope, like watching him to see, hey man, you gonna make a move? That was a good draw. I'll take it. We're just gonna hit slowly for 2 at a time. He may try to play like land Archon here. If he does, I mean, I think we bounce it. We don't actually counter it. But okay, tap land. Yeah, let's force some action. This will draw out a counterspell. Probably an absorb. Oh, mystical dispute. Okay. It's definitely good to know that he plays those. Yep. You can draw to your heart's content over there, buddy. Teferi, Time Raveler. I know I'm doing this in the wrong order, but I want to be able to pay for a mystical dispute. Huh. think maybe we should have actually clicked on the absorb itself. Oh well. I don't really feel like his deck is going to be playing Brazen Borrowers. The good thing is, though, he really has to commit to actually killing these this turn. He's digging. Yeah, I was about to say, I bet we see a birth discarded there since we hadn't seen one this whole game yet. All right, so maybe he drops a Dream Trawler, has to chump block. That's fine. He's digging some more. Still digging. I think we may have gotten this one. Banishing Light. We're gonna counter. Good game, dude. Sweet. That was a good game. That may not have been the quickest game or the quickest one ever, but I mean, it, you know, it stayed to the point. Just drop a couple guys and we just got there. All right, we go first again. Yeah, I think we're gonna drop Pteramander on turn one. That way we can turn to Cutthroat on his turn. All right, we're gonna be racing. So we're most likely gonna be taking 2 here, but we can reset it. Okay, we're only taking 1, huh? He definitely has a stomp in his hand. I'll let him use it. Oh, he has a shock. Okay, so I think we're actually going to dispute this. He's not playing blue, so we kind of just want to get rid of that. It's really never going to cost 1 against him. Okay. We're definitely racing. We are definitely racing. We are going to counter that. And I don't think we want another Spectral Sailor. It does pump our Cutthroat, but I don't think it's the card that we want. So he is definitely committing to the race. Okay, that may be exactly what we needed to close this game out, that land, so we can actually cast both halves of this. So if he plays like another Spellbreaker, I think we're actually going to take this. If he taps out for a Embercleave, he's going to put it on his Gruul Spellbreaker, but we're actually going to go to 3. Actually, we're going to go to 1. And as long as he doesn't have a shock and another land in his hand, I mean, we're fine. He has it. Oh, no, he doesn't have it. So, good game. Good game. I'll say it again, buddy. Good game. That was a good game. Well, two pretty, I mean, I would say impressive wins. Excelsis. Opponent goes first. Pteramander, I guess we have to keep this, right? This isn't the best hand, especially, well, this might be better. This is either a Fires deck or a Reclamation deck. It's looking more like a Fires deck to me. I really want to play... Yeah, we're going to play another Pteramander here. I don't really think there's any 3-drop that we really care about. Opt into an opt. I think that's fine. All right, well, we're finally starting to turn a corner here. Gilded Goose. Yep. You gilded all the geese, my friend. So this is just Jun's Sacrifice? So he's not playing blue, but this is a counter spell. Yeah, I think this spell, the Mystical Dispute, is actually just going to get utilized next turn. Alright, so he's going to be able to block one of these, no biggie. We're still forcing through a little bit of damage. So yeah, so our goal is really to use this Mystical Dispute this turn. Let's force through some damage. So I think we're gonna use our negate here. So that's fine because ideally he didn't. Oh yeah, he doesn't want to lose because we can pump, but we're not gonna pump. I mean, he doesn't know that, but so if we actually use this Sinister Sabotage, I mean, we're not going to, but we're gonna let him think that we don't really have a better play, even though we do. So we are going to be able to adapt one of these after we bounce. Oh, that was a huge draw, guys. Oh, we could have killed him. Oh, well. Good game. Good game. Yeah, so far this deck is just like, I mean, these last 3 games are just boom, boom, boom. Our draws on that game actually just really lined up really well. So opponent's gonna go first. We can Pteramander into an... I don't even know if we do that though, because we don't want to put a counter on Pteramander. Because if we do that, then we can't adapt it. Adapting Pteramander is obviously what's up. So yeah, I think we're just gonna pass the turn, probably drop a Spectral Sailor. That's fine. Let's just get this out here. So it's our turn. Drawing a second Gadwick there is not optimal. Cancel attacks. Don't want to attack. Actually, we did want to attack. I'm stupid. I think we're gonna counter that. If he attacks, we're gonna block, but fortunately for us, he did not. Johnny's Pride Mate. Okay. Okay, so if he attacks, I think we actually... Oh, actually, we can't make the trade anymore. No blocks. Do we want to land? I think we do want to land. We're definitely going to pay 1 because we do want to draw a card. Let's get in for a little bit of damage there. So depending on what's in his hand, we can actually kill this Pride Mate. Okay, now we cannot kill the Pride Mate. So don't think we block. Okay, so that was actually a pretty good draw. All right, so we have 5 mana. Might as well play out a Pteramander. Get in some damage while we can. So we know he's not going to attack with his Linden. That's unfortunate. All right, well, we're going to return that to your hand, and we are going to tap your bird. Your spell will fizzle. So let's... Five, 8, so... Let's definitely kill this guy. And stop these shenanigans from gaining life. That was another good draw. Attack, 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 attack. Yeah. Okay, so we do have 5 mana. We are going to be able to tap 2 attackers. He is going to play his Ajani's Pride Mate. We'll probably try to go to combat here, and then we're going to tap down. All right, so we are going to... Let's play this. Let's tap down you. And then let's play this. And... let's tap down you. All right, well, good game, man. Good game. All right, so, I mean, last game, guys. All right, so this looks like a pretty good hand. Again, we want the Spectral Sailor out if we have to Essence Capture. Looks like we are going to be Essence Capturing. Let's see what land he puts in play. Probably something blue. Yep. Quench is a pretty good draw. We're not going to attack. We're not going to waste your time. That's just something we don't want to do. Okay, he's going to have another Grazer. Oh no, Gilded Goose. Okay. Let's play a Pteramander. No attacks. Again, not really wanting to waste time since he has 2 blockers. I mean, Growth Spiral's fine. Okay. I mean, you're just gonna untap for no reason? It's really weird to me. All right, I gotta check you every once in a while. All right. No attacks. How much crazier would Gilded Goose be if it was like a charge land where it said you can use all these lands to, or all these tokens when you tap it, sorry. I mean, we're gonna counter that. You did it. Let's play one of you. That was a pretty good draw. He's just gonna quit. All right, guys. Well, awesome. I mean, I can't really complain there, but we did it. Sweet. All right, guys, time for the wrap up. We absolutely crushed it. So quick 5-0. The games were all pretty relatively short. And that last game against the Simic deck, you know, he did concede a little early. I felt like we did really only counter one thing. We dropped a Brazen Borrower. He scooped it up with a couple cards left in his hand. Don't feel like he should have, you know, done that. But again, he may have had 2 cards that were irrelevant. He may have just gotten tired of playing against, you know, maybe he's played against this mono blue deck a couple times, or maybe he was playing against aggro, or maybe he was just trying to do some crazy combo and he didn't want to be countered. There's a lot of reasons, but I do feel like he scooped early on. But I do want to really highlight the deck. I feel like we saw all of the cards pretty evenly. They all were utilized in really good ways. The Castle Vantress not so much, because our games never really went that long, and maybe our longer games we didn't really have the opportunity or the need to use our Castle Vantresses. But other than that, though, all of the creatures are great. Now, you may notice on this screen it looks a little bit different. I did go out and I switched out the islands from the full art Theros lands to just some regular Theros lands, just to check the cost of the cost of the deck for you guys. And the cost of the deck did drop about $16, like I thought. So if you were to build this in paper, this deck is $114 in paper roughly, and $87 or $88 of that is just the 4 Brazen Borrowers. So if you can either not play Brazen Borrower, just throw in something else, or if you already happen to have 4 Brazen Borrowers, this deck's going to be pretty cheap, because it's going to be less than like $25. So I do highly recommend this. You know, just one key thing, it never really came into play, I feel like, but I did hit on it a few times during the gameplay, is if you do start the game with a Pteramander, a Spectral Sailor, and an Essence Capture in your hand, you do want to lead off with the Spectral Sailor. I mean, typically, because if you do have to Essence Capture a creature on turn 2 and put a +1/+1 counter on one of your creatures, you are going to want it to be the Spectral Sailor, because of the fact that if you put a +1/+1 counter on the Pteramander, you won't be able to adapt it later on, because adapting does have to be done as long as it has no +1/+1 counters on it. So you just want to make sure that's a thing. So, but yeah, this deck's great. The counter spells, they came up when we needed them. I don't really feel like we had a lot of just unneeded cards. We just played a lot of quick tempo, and we were just able to get there. So I highly recommend this deck. This deck is probably a good deck to climb the ranked ladder on, because the games are so fast. And it's just hard to interact with Brineborn Cutthroat sometimes when it gets out of hand. So give this deck a shot. And again, guys, I love the fact that you guys are keeping coming back. You know, leaving comments is always awesome. Hitting like and subscribe. If you do all of those, it does help the YouTube algorithm. It gets me up higher, you know, on the search functionality. So if you could, please leave a comment. Let me know what deck you want to see played. Let me know if there's any changes you would make. Let me know if you like this video. Let me know what deck that you're playing in Standard right now, and we'll try to make a video featuring your deck or something that you'd like to see. We still haven't done any historic yet, and they did just add some the anthology. So let me know, because I do have that. But yeah, guys, love you guys for coming back as always. You know, and I will see you next time. Y'all have an awesome day, and stay safe.